What's up guys, Dan here, anti-meta stun, what you saying? Let's start, standard main deck. 1 Stormwind, 3 Pachycephalo. Do the same thing, no special summoning. Hit him with an equip spell, this out, just keep beating over, just keep control of the field. Thought about playing more Stormwinds, but I think 10's the ideal monster count for this deck. Probably will test it with more, but we'll see how that goes. 3 Inspector border, no monster effects. I prefer Fossil Diner to start with, but it's more how useful starting with this, because if you draw this when you've already got a monster, you have to set it, flip it the next turn, and then carry on with it. And the final one, slightly underrated, but the best one for me at the minute. 3 Banisher of the Radiance. Just completely blanket Macrocosmos. Every card goes to grave. Fantastic against Dragon Link. Fantastic against Invoke Dogma. Just most of the meta right now. Brilliant. Because it's so good, we play 1 macro, same effect. 1 Dim Fissure. Monsters only. Banished. Fantastic. Now we play 10 draw cards. It's quite heavy, but we need the help. So play 3 Pot of Duality. 3 Pot of Desires. 3 Pot of Extravagance. 1 card of Demise. We do this because we need power, we need help. We can't search very much, or very, very rarely. So we just need help. They do conflict. Extravagance, Desires, Extravagance and Demise conflict. But to be honest, you save it for your next turn. It's not that bad. You can easily get away with it. Now next is my little thing I've been testing and loving. It's a little field spell package. So we've got 1 Terraforming, 1 Set Rotation, 1 Metaverse. I'd play 3 of any of these if they're available, or 2, as many as possible. The first one, the one that comes up the most, and the one that people seem to be the most scared of, is Summon Breaker. During the main phase 1, if the turn player summons for the 3rd time, it becomes the end phase. So it can't be out by Phoenix. Just a brilliant floodgate, which either forces people into the battle phase and main phase 2 to play, or just they can't play at all. Second one is Seal of Orichalcos. Comes up the least, and it's the one you give to your opponent off set rotation most of the time. It's nice to have the attack boost, but it does have a relevant effect. If you've got more than 1 monster on the field, your opponent can't target the monster with the lowest attack for an attack. So it comes in useful protecting your statues or your fossil diners when you got anything else on the field. 1 Mystic Mine. It's not very good. Mystic Mine is not very good in stun. It's a fantastic card, but I don't want to be sitting on a Mystic Mine because I've got no other win condition than chipping away and controlling them. The Mystic Mine stops me doing that. Fire Prison's the last card. It's more of another name, but it does come up a lot. The Link effect. Neither player can special summon a Link monster with a rating lower than the highest Link rating on the field. So if we have a Link 3, players can't summon a Link 1 or a Link 2. And the second relevant effect is that only Link monsters can attack. So it's more of a stall card, Mystic Mine-esque, but it does come up. Now on to the equip spells. I don't play stun without equip spells. 2 Mirror Shield, pretty standard. So I'm contemplating running 3, but it is a brick and you have to put it at the top of your bottom of your deck every time it goes. 1 Power of the Guardians. This is great in the early game when you can get a few attacks in and for a long grind, and it helps you close out games. Mirror Shield does 100 damage per time. That's an 80 turn clock, which is terrible. Power of the Guardians, you gain 500 every time an attack is declared involving the monster, which is your opponent or yourself. If you could put a spell counter on this card. And if the equipped monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can just remove a spell counter instead, which is fantastic. Very relevant. And the way we get to the equips is 2 Armory Core. I was going to play 3. We are running Trap Trick, so there's no need to play 3 really. If you're really reliant on this, I'm seeing a second one. it's probably not going too well for you. You ideally want to activate your first one on the second turn when they're attacking you. Quick move Mirror Shield to your monster, win the battle, and then just carry on from there. So as we just mentioned, 3 Trap Trick makes seeing your armory core much easier. And it rolls into this next card, Torrential Tribute. Unusual in today's meta. I saw another deck playing it, and it really got me thinking just how good it is at certain points. It's like a searchable Nibiru if you're going first. Except you don't give them a stonking great token. 3-Storm Judgment, Mr. Just Say No. Just protecting yourself. This is mostly for the Feather Duster, Storm, Droplets, all the stuff that, well, really hate us. Now we look at the side deck. Play 2 Heavy Storm Duster. This is to be used in conjunction with Trap Trick. Nothing much to say on that. 2 Awaken the Dragon. It's not come up yet, but in theory it works. Of course it conflicts with the special summon, but the extra power it gives you is worth the risk. These can both be used with Trap Trick, of course. 3 Evenly Matched. Also be used with Trap Trick, although you want to see it in your opening hand going second. Just the blowout. And also for going second, playing 3 Lightning Storm. Just very useful. Either back row or monsters. 1 more going second. Rageki. It's not a very good card anymore, but it's good in stun. Helps you keep control of the board or at least bait and negate. Contemplating playing the Harpy's Feather Duster for the Altergeist or Guru or other back row matchups, but we've not got around to that yet. We'll test that soon. Power 1 of in Imperial Order, just to give you that win against the spell heavy matchup, Striker, etc. And the final 3 cards is 3 Nibiru. I very rarely side these in, but it does come up. I just think it depends on who wins the dark roll, of course. What I am considering in the main or in the side is 3 copies of Summon Limit. Summon Limit's just so good, and Summon Break has been causing so many people so many issues. Now for the extra deck, mostly Awaken the Dragon targets and a couple of Dragoon outs, but we only see that through Awaken the Dragon. So it's Ningirsu. You can just send a Dragoon, borrow Sword, and borrow Load. 2 copies of Ultimate Falcon, just playing the extra for the Extrav. This would be a 3rd Ultimate Falcon, but I can't find mine, so we've got a Hope Harbinger. Be useful against Sky Striker, etc. On Scarlight for time, I don't think this will ever come up, but it's there. 3 Last Warrior, stop your opponent's special summoning. 3 Exterio, this is the one we probably use the most. Stop spells or traps. And 2 Dragoon. I'm contemplating running the Dragoon package, the fusions, and the vanillas. Probably no Insight, no Wyvern. At the minute I'm liking it how it is. That really does conflict, but if you're putting a Dragoon up, do you need border? And it's backed up by Floodgates and back row? We're not sure, we'll test that out. The other things I've been considering is the Phantom Knight's Wing, just to be used in conjunction with Trap Trick. It provides protection for your monsters, it gives them an attack boost of 500. We're not playing this yet, this is a classic stun card for me. We're holding off that. We're also holding off Tikaboo. It's a good card and it's good for this deck because every monster has a different type, but you do play 3 of each of your monsters. We are going to test it, but at the minute I'm preferring it without. So that's my roundup. If you've got any questions, comments, leave them below. Leave me some criticism. Let me learn from it. Prisman out.